Namaste and hello, this is your Sanskrit instructor, welcoming you back into lesson number 169. In this video, we will learn about nouns with stems ending in sa. As we learned earlier, the final sa becomes visarg in the nominative singular and before bhyam, pihi, pyaha, and su. That visarg follows the sandhi rule. The final sa remains before the case endings beginning with vowels, being changed to ba according to the rule that was learned before. When sa is preceded by a vowel except a or a, or by ka or ra, it is changed to ba when in the same word ta, ta, ma, ya, va, or any vowel follows. An anuswar or a visarg do not affect the application of the rule. This sandhi rule we had learned earlier. And then you have the masculine and feminine nouns that end in us, lengthen the in the nominative singular. And then we have the neuter nouns, us, is, and us, lengthen the I, and u, and insert a nasal or anuswar in the nominative, accusative, and vocative plural. So we will work backwards to see the application of these rules in the following examples. So the words that we will be working with in this lesson is sumanas, masculine, which means good. Ushas, which is feminine for dawn. Yashas, which is neuter for fame. Havis, which is neuter for oblation. And ayus, which is neuter for life. So the first rule says the neuter nouns in us, is, and us lengthen the a, I, and u, and insert an anuswar in the nominative, accusative, and vocative plural. The cases that we just have here for examples is nominative singular, nominative plural, instrumental plural, and locative plural. So what we're going to want to look at here is the nominative plural to take a look at the application of this rule. So us, the neuter nouns that end in us, is, and us we have here is yashas, havis, and ayos, fame, oblation, and life. So let us look at the nominative plural. Nominative plural of yashas turns into yashansi. As you can see, the in sha from the original word lengthened into an and then the nasal was added to make yashanti. Then next, havis, the I in havis lengthened to havi, the nasal was added to make havishi. Then we have ayus, the u in ayus lengthened to ayu, the nasal was added, the anuswar was added to give you ayunshi. And this is for the nominative plural. So remember, when you're dealing with nominative plural, your case ending ends with short E. So that is why you're seeing E for the neuter case endings. So this sa that you're seeing here is representing the visarg that is being preserved in the nominative plural, but then that visarg is turned into a sa or a sha. So the masculine and feminine nouns in us lengthen the in the nominative singular. So we have sumanas becomes sumanas, and then it turns into sumanaha. That final sa turns into the visarg. And then you have oshas becomes oshas, and then that final sa turns into the visarg. So a final sa remains before the case endings beginning with vowels being changed to sha. So when a sa is preceded by a vowel, except a or a, or by ka or ra, it is changed to sha when in the same word of ta, ta, ma, ya, and va, or any vowel that follows. So that is why, back to these, that is why havi, she, that's why this sha is changed. The sa changes to a sha because it is preceded by any vowel except a or a, and it is also, it's preceded by the long e, and then it's followed by the short e. So havi and then she. Same thing for ayus. You have the sha is preceded by the long u, any vowel except a or a, and then followed by another vowel, the e, for the neuter case ending. And then back to the first rule, the final sa becomes visarg in a nominative singular, and before bhyam, pihi, and pyaha, and su, that visarg follows the sandhi rule, so it becomes the visarg in a nominative singular. We're seeing that, so the sumanas was sumanas, ushas became sumanaha came from sumanas, ushas turned into ushaha, and so on and so forth. So these visargs were originally sas, and that sa turned into a visarg. And then finally, in the locative plural, what is interesting about this, and what is interesting about the instrumental plural, is for the instrumental plural, it has to come before the bihi. So this O that you're seeing, the sumano bihi, this O that you're seeing is actually represented by the visarg. The visarg took that sandhi. So first it was sumanaha, that sa turned into a visarg, and then you added bhi. That visarg had to take the sandhi rule, because when a visarg is preceded by an a and then followed by a soft consonant, it's going to turn into the o before that bhi is being added to it. Now for the locative plural, the visarg, you can see it more clearly, so that's why you end up with sumanahasu and oshahasu, for example. And then for the instrumental plural, you end up with sumanobhihi and oshobhihi. So those are some examples. Let me let you see the rest of the declensions. And with this is your Sanskrit instructor signing off with a namaste.